Welcome back to. Oh man.
What happened? Did you pee your pants again?
Write that down for the awards. I don't know where it goes yet. But did you have a heart attack?
I had
like
something. Something happened.
It sounded like you had a mini heart attack. I could hear your heart stop and then and power back on.
I went to go see. Oh man!
I went to go see Suicide Squad, and man, I enjoyed it. It's the first time DC's ever exposed some characters like that. It was a fun ride.
I went to bring us back from a corporate time. Then, for one split second, I was like, "What show are we doing?" And then,
where am I?
You wiped your
You're
brain
turning
clean.
into an old man.
You are turning into an old man. Next step for you is you'll be peeing all over the place. That's the next step. First, it's the memory. Then it's the bladder control. How's your prostate? Can you get boners?
You know who I feel the worst for?
Your wife. My wife.
Well,
do I win?
Sam. And I'll explain why.
Which Sam? Sam Malone from Cheers
No.
or our Sam?
Our Sam. So
if Sam Malone, if they have a Sam Malone on Cheers, what's our Sam known as?
See, my wife she'll let me
Jugsy Malone.
Just go about my crazy old man ways when I get there, and then she'll put me in a home or whatever when the hardcore CTE
What if you're already
dementia.
there?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
Pretty close.
What if this is it?
No.
What if Sam's our caretaker and our wives have cleverly disguised
I'm your conservator.
this podcasting studio that really is just an old folks home?
Okay, if we think we're
right?
Yeah.
She gets content, money's flowing in. Sam gets a job, but we don't have to be with our.
So Sam's just a nurse.
Yes.
That's pretending like we're doing a show, and this is really just an old folks
and
home.
Butler thinks he's a big black orderly.
In the chat, it's all bots. It's not real people.
It's all bots.
Yeah. And this guy,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have him on the screen yet. Here, you want to put this guy on? Do you want to do his bit now?
He's Sam's R-word neighbor.
Do we want to do it? Let's jump into it. Hold on. Let's do it.
Jack! Nerds! Jack! Nerds! Jack! Nerds!
Jock, nerd, jock, nerd.
Jack!
Come for the intro, leave for the bit. It's Nerd Jock, everybody.
For whatever reason, Mondays are always harder for us.
Yeah,
Well, we're hungover.
Is it
Yeah.
that bad?
It's more of like a life hangover. It's like I think I do a little too much on Sunday. So like you and I are notorious. Like yesterday, we were just going. You know, like you were digging crazy, and I was doing stuff around the house and just tearing stuff around. But it's too much. I should be relaxing. I should just be sitting.
Yeah,
in
but
a hammock.
There's things to do. Who's got time to sit?
But sitting,
no
I
time
think,
for sit.
But I think sitting is what when you wake up on Monday and you do the show.
Right, we're sitting all day.
You'll do a better job because you'll be like a little more rested.
Yes, your brain
a
is
little more
refreshed.
focused. What's up, EJ?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me back from vacation.
It's been a rough Monday.
Yeah. How was your vacation?
Good. I really had a good time. Except my mom put me to work at the cabin on the Mississippi. We had to cut down like 15 trees because they had ash borer. And we accidentally set one of the willow trees on fire when we were burning the bad wood.
So
doesn't sound like a vacation to me.
No,
you gotta
No, I got put to work. My legs are all cut up from like the weeds and stuff that was around it.
You got a cabin on the Mississippi.
Yeah, it's a really nice place. It's raised up. It's in the floodplain, so it's like 26 feet in the air, and like anytime the water comes up, it's like above the water. So it's like one of those still houses they have in Miami.
That's cool, yeah.
Let's talk about like because a lot of my friends have this and they're super excited about it, and I know other people like dream about having a cabin somewhere in the mountains, right? And this is a Florida. It's maybe it's an everywhere thing, but I see a lot of people in Florida
going to the cabin.
They have they own either land. My uncle like bought some land in the mountains in like the Blue Ridge Mountains.
One of Andrea's
in Tennessee.
relatives, they bought some area of Colorado, and they're like, yeah, that's our cabin. We're going to the cabin.
And
people up north, they get beach houses.
Yeah,
people
yeah,
in Florida, we get cabins.
So you get that cabin, and then what happened? Like my friends, they constantly are driving there and doing work on it because it's dilapidated. You know what I'm saying? And like is
usually go up and work on the cabin a little bit, and tinker a little bit. it.
They bought a fixer-upper
yes.
or whatever. I think they bought a fixer-upper cabin from like a family member that was all like from the
these are
70s.
some original soup cans from the people that must have lived here. Amazing. Let's save these for decorations.
And so they're back and forth fixing this up, and then like my buddy Alex, he goes up there, spends an entire weekend, like 3-day weekend,
What'd
just
you
working.
do? I sanded a wagon wheel.
Yeah, so they're doing all this work for their like dream cabin for them to go and stay in.
But it's kind of a dump, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and they're doing is working hard as hell on
Right.
it. So they're never actually enjoying it. They're just working on it. I have said in my mind, because I'll never like be the guy that S's on their dream cabin.
You won't yuck on their yum?
I'm like, it seems like just going to an Airbnb cabin for the weekend is a lot less work, more beneficial for enjoyment purposes. You know what I'm saying? Because like
Cheaper.
cheaper in the long run. It's not like they got grandiose plans of like eventually using it as an Airbnb. I'm like, I don't know.
What about a work stay where I combined Airbnb with my cabin that needs some extra help? I will offset the cost of your stay in my cool, hip area if you do a little bit of work on my cabin.
That's a good plan.
Right?
Because that's what we do. We work in the morning, and then the rest of the afternoon, we have a good time. We shoot guns. We go on the jet skis.
So what you're
ride
saying
boats,
is
stuff like
you
that.
work hard and you play harder.
Exactly, yeah. Teaching my son how to handle a weapon and be safe about it. Like, he's 9 years old. Now he
Nice.
shot his gun for the first time, which was kind of
This here's
cool.
a
Just make
Minecraft
sure he's
sword,
safe.
boy.
But what I'm saying is that would it be more enjoyable just to rent or Airbnb?
Yeah, for like a
You
week.
can't do that at Airbnb, though. Like, the stuff we were doing, you can't do that. Because ours is
You
secluded.
can shoot
and
guns
it's like
at an Airbnb.
off the road.
You can get a secluded Airbnb,
Yes, I did.
AJ.
I
and
take
then-
guns to every Airbnb I'm at, and I
and-
take pictures in the bedroom with the gun in my mouth.
And as long
every bedroom at every Airbnb I stay in. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ruin your house.
and that's the picture I upload
That's
to.
the picture I upload.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're like, how was your stay? I was
3.5 stars. Gun in my mouth.
Not bad. The gas grill was a little dirty, and I needed to call Blue Rhino and get a refill tank.
Because
Got in the mouth.
from what it looks like from the outside, I could be wrong, is that everybody who owns a cabin, they just go there the entire weekend, do hard-ass work.
No, I've never seen
And then-
anybody do anything at a cabin other than the beer on the ledge
Yep.
and picture of the mountains. You don't do anything at a cabin.
Well, and then I'm saying it just sits there unused unless you do Airbnb it
no,
and make
teens
some
squat in it, and
Yeah,
they're
it's like-
bang crazy in there.
But most people I know have their own personal cabins that they don't Airbnb.
Stingy cabin.
And it just sits there abandoned the rest of the time and gets more dilapidated until they go fix it for the couple weekends during the
Yeah.
spring, and all they're doing
Let it
is
fall
work.
apart, go fix it. Let it fall apart, go fix it.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
I just
I'm
can't
just
light
saying.
up my time to be there.
I haven't met someone that be like, my cabin generates $18,000 a year in income, and I pay all my expenses, and like they haven't detailed a smart business plan about how they utilize their
Right.
vacation cabin. Anyway, do you utilize your vacation cabin, or do you just?
It's my mom's, and she doesn't want to rent it out because people ruin stuff like that. Then you
Most
get even more
moms-
work when we go up there.
Most moms
Yeah.
don't want to
It
rent
makes
stuff
sense.
out because they are racist.
Just let the time and the weather ruin it, and
Yeah.
not make any money off the people.
Sometimes
ruining
you
it.
can't. Like with my mom's place, you
I mean,
can't. They
how-
won't allow
Right.
us to rent
What-
it out. I would rent it out. I mean, I let you use it all the time, but
I tell every single person has a fear of renting out their stuff because they're like, what if they ruin it?
Yeah,
And then-
renter's insurance.
but then I say, the last Airbnb that you stayed in, did you
trash
just,
it?
Yeah, did you start smashing everything and be like, you're just,
Yeah.
going
I know
number,
what you were doing
going
there.
number 4 on everything and just being like, I ruined everything.
I kind of did.
No, I'm just saying,
Sam
people
parties.
don't act like that.
Sam
I
party.
clean.
No, I'm just saying,
No, most people are good. I think most
Yeah.
people are good. It's an
And
irrational
they have
fear.
your information, and usually they reserve, a deposit in case you do destroy something.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
They'll charge you for it.
There's repercussions
Yeah.
to it
Yeah.
if you do
It's
ruin
not like
it.
you don't know who it was that
Yeah.
stayed there.
If you're joining, a lot of people in the chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, or you can find the replays on YouTube. Just search Tom and Dan Live. A lot of people don't think that this is EJ in the bottom right-hand corner. It is, in
'cause
fact.
I shaved my beard off.
Yeah, it is EJ. Yeah, well, not only did you shave your beard
You're
off,
extra
but
shiny
your,
today.
your hair is extra black.
yeah. It's
I
black.
can't tell your headphones from your hair.
Yeah, You look like Mickey
Oh my God,
Mouse.
it blends in.
If you turn your headphones upside down, you're big fat Mickey Mouse.
you look on the hair dye model and
Good
go
God.
headphones.
What did you ask
Headphone
for?
black.
Headphone black.
Oh man.
Should we actually do my bit now?
Hold on, I still want to complain about cabins. So the plan
We're
is
talking cabins today.
I'm going to purchase this
Cabin,
cabin,
Jock.
and then it's just going to sit there unused the entire year, and I'm going to go there once a year to fix it back up.
No, you're just gonna go there and walk around and be like, God, look at what I gotta do.
And spend a
No,
bunch
my
of
mom goes up there for the whole summer. She stays up for the whole summer. So she's up there from like June till the end of this month.
All
When MyCon starts, she comes back down to help us out.
All right.
I wouldn't leave my cabin for MyCon.
Where do you want to go to?
Yeah,
EJ?
where do you want to go?
You know, let's start with Nerd first today because there's a big story about Pokemon Go and how, okay, I'll put it in Tom's terms. Have you ever dealt with a business that is very petty and will like do things to attack its own consumers? You ever dealt with anything like that with like Niantic? Remember how I went to the first Go Fest and no one could play?
Oh, yeah. Well, that was a mistake, though, right?
Yeah,
It
they
wasn't
didn't-
on purpose.
I didn't think they'd done that deliberately.
Well, they're doing even worse things because at the beginning of the pandemic, they gave these bonuses where you could reach gyms and Pokestops at an expanded distance because of the pandemic. They wanted to encourage people to socially distance and be safe around stuff. So they expanded the distance. Now, beginning August 1st, they cut that off, even though it's still going on. And it also, the whole community said, don't do this. It helps people that are in wheelchairs. It helps people with mobility issues. Don't do this. It's a bad change. You should keep it. It was a good change in the first place. Don't do it. So a lot of the YouTube content creators created a Niantic Hear Us thing. And basically, the only problem I have with the creators is they gave Niantic like a deadline to actually address this issue. And they did the same day, but they gave this legalese thing, like we'll check on it on September 1st. So they're going to give it a whole month to check on it. And basically, we're going to get some community leaders to talk to, and we're going to create a task force. Like basically saying, just be quiet and go away till September 1st. Have you ever dealt with anything like that?
I have no idea what you're
I
talking
literally
about.
just put that in the chat. Oh my god, I just put in the chat. I don't know what the F he is talking
Yeah,
about. What are they doing?
I was just sitting here thinking about if I were in a wheelchair, if this would matter to me.
What are they actually doing?
And I was like, yeah, I guess if I played Pokemon Go, sure, I'd be upset about this because you'd want it to be accessible for everybody. But yes, I too got lost in what he was saying, and I started wandering off the I don't care
What
land.
change did they make?
Yeah. I couldn't even follow. I started thinking, this is worse than being in a wheelchair. listening to EJ.
I did say, man, I wish I was in a wheelchair. Like, yes.
I don't.
Okay, in the game, there is little places that are landmarks on the map in your game and also in real life. Whether it's like a church or a hospital or some like centered downtown is a sculpture that's on Lake Eola. That is a gym. And you used to be able to spin it from 40 meters away.
Okay.
And then they moved it to 80 meters away during the pandemic.
For social
They
distance.
ripped back to 40 meters, even though it's safe because the pandemic's over, according to Niantic. So
Gotcha.
Well,
that's the issue that the players are having with it.
I mean, it's up to the individual person to be responsible for themselves. Like if you got a Poke Gym and there's some people around a big crowd, and just like wait until they disperse.
Please disperse.
You could make.
Yes, I want to spin this gym, and then the Black Panthers are hanging out at center, which they usually do, and say, "Oh, you're gonna have to wait 2 hours before they disperse."
I mean, it's 40 meters too. I mean, the whole thing is 6 feet. Just stay away from people and be responsible for yourself. Anyway, they're
but a lot of these gyms, you have to cross dangerous streets to reach them. Basically, the whole game is supposed to be like exploration and get to exercise, get outside while you're actually on your phone at the same time.
Well, I mean, I guess what I would say to you guys is, sorry, but we didn't account for a pandemic. No one did, so get over it.
Actually, they made a lot of money during the pandemic because people started playing more because it was a reason to get outside and exercise during the game. So they made even more money during the pandemic than they did previous to the pandemic.
When does this game end?
I don't know. Like they're trying to kill it slowly because they put Heracross behind a paywall.
Hair
it used
pie?
to be a Heracross. It's a Pokemon that's a bug and fighting type, and it's local to only like lower Florida and the South America. And they turned it off in the local spawns, but they only put it in gyms that you had to pay for raid passes. So they also did that to try to kill the game too, just to make their fan base mad.
Are they trying to kill the game, or are they trying to make money? It sounds like they're just trying to make money.
But at the same time, you piss off the people that play the game, you're going to lose that money in the long run. So
I've never been the
kind
type.
of both.
I've never been the type that I've had a game like a phone game grab me. I've had console games. I've had multiple handheld games, Game Boy games. You know, obviously Xbox, PlayStation. But man, I wish I'm envious of the amount of love that you have for. I know you love this game. We don't understand why, but you do, and
well, it got me out of my shell. I'm more open to talk to people. That and stand-up comedy were the two things that really made me less of an introvert and more of an extrovert.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it makes sense to me. What else you got?
Yeah, it changed my life for real. Okay, I know you're happy about this coming out, and they just put the trailer out. Have you seen Why the Last Man's trailer?
I did. I didn't get to watch it yet, but I have it saved to watch later this afternoon. What'd you think?
I'm really impressed. I'm impressed with the visuals and how they kind of start, and it shows the beginning of the end for all men on the planet in the trailer, which is kind of crazy. Like the president gets it first, and he's going like that.
So, explain what is this?
Oh, Why the Last Man is a guy named, I think it's Yurik. Is his name right?
You know what? It's been a minute since I've
I read a little bit of it, a synopsis. Yurik is the last man on Earth. All the men and all the people that have a Y chromosome, whether it's animals and men, are all dead on the planet. There's only women on the planet. And Yurik is the last man. He's Y, the last man, and also his monkey Ampersand. Now, they're the only two that are male that survive this like plague. And so the whole world is like just run by women, and like power plants are going down. They're trying to figure out how to make the world still work without men.
So many jokes for Tom.
I like how why is the power plants going down?
You know, oddly enough, the oven mitt factories are cranking along. You know, is that what you want me to say?
Well, I mean, do they make it super like sexist like that? Like certain?
No, it's more more traditional sci-fi.
It's like, think about there's half the population is gone. So if half the population's gone, there's people that were in key positions that were men that are dead, but there's also key positions that were female that would keep going. It's a 50-50 whether they're keeping going or not.
And then are they worried about like there's no more reproduction? Like these are the last.
He becomes very powerful.
That's part of it too.
I mean, considering the fact that he is the only way for them to naturally reproduce, he's a commodity, right? So then it becomes where he's being chased.
Although,
and they have to hire a bodyguard for him who's a character on the show.
It's only one generation are able to reproduce. If you go back into the Adam and Eve paradox, where it's like you cannot populate any species with just two people. See what I'm saying? Like just that one guy's seed, he can impregnate lots of women, but all those babies are all going to be his.
Half kids. They were half brother sisters.
And then
all of them.
They can't reproduce after that because you're starting to get
weirdos.
Hills of Eyes.
Daniels.
Yeah.
We call him Daniels.
Yeah. So it's almost his sperm is not even. I guess it's valuable to the women that want to have kids, but then not anywhere after that. Anyway,
but I think
the human race would end after one generation. Is what you're saying? Yeah.
Christine's right.
The Stranger Things trailer for season 4 is coming out. They came out and they moved it back to 2022. It's not gonna. It was supposed to come out during like Halloween season, but they moved it back to like maybe January.
So this is. I mean, and we know that this is the it. This is.
I think it's the final season, right?
Yeah. And I don't.
The kids have aged out, right?
I don't think waiting on this helps it at all.
No,
I don't think pushing it back helps it at all because I'm over Stranger Things. I watched all of 1, loved it, half of 2, and bailed, and I'm very proud of that. Very proud of that.
Yeah, the kid with the no teeth, he's turning into the head writer for 30 Rock. Or
yeah, he's becoming Judah Freelander. He's got what is it? World's Greatest hat on.
You're like a mini Judah Freelander now. Like you're not this young pre-pubescent kid running around anymore.
I keep looking for Tina Fey everywhere.
So I wonder why they moved it back a year.
The pandemic was part of it, and I think they wanted to have a better release. I don't know. Completely.
See, I just don't
that
think
would
it
be
helps it.
It would be better right now when things are heated up again and people are more indoors, right?
Yeah, put it out there.
Like it started with like everybody was back out, and then it's like, oh, come back in, and now it's like the perfect time this October when people are more safe, and it's like the pandemic when everybody's at home had the biggest numbers of Netflix ever, right? Like,
yeah, Tiger King killed it during the pandemic for sure.
So it would make sense to release it now.
Yeah.
When people are, being more cautious, than a year from now, what if we're, figure it all out, and then it's back open again, and
I mean, we might get to a point where we're like, we're so vaccinated now, we're never watching TV again.
Well, it's just more people are out and about instead of indoors.
I'm saying,
it seems like for the most part, people are being more careful nowadays.
Oh my God, so sorry, I got to rub that on my pants
right now, as opposed to even 2 months earlier. Anyway. Next story.
Okay, next one. Cobra Kai comes out in December, the 4th season. I know you guys weren't into it at the beginning, but it's a good show. If you have any nostalgia, season 4 will be interesting.
Haven't seen one episode. I'm very proud of that.
I watched one episode, and it was too...
You hated it. You told me not to watch. You said, empirically, you said, you cannot watch that. I will hate it.
You know what? It reminded me of Blindside, the movie, in which everybody was talking about how good it was, and I watched it, and I was like, this is like a...
TV movie, like a Hallmark.
Yeah, like a
Lifetime.
Hallmark movie. It was like there was
overly cheesy.
It was very
feel good.
vanilla.
Are you the
cheesy,
head coach?
feel good.
Are you the one not putting my boy in this game? Well, let me tell you a thing or two.
And the Cobra Kai was very cheesy and very like family friendly. Maybe it's good to watch with my sons. I like movies like that.
They like martial arts.
Maybe they get into karate. Maybe they could put them in Seth's gym after this, and it might entice them to do it.
But there was too much dialogue and not enough fighting or stuff to keep.
Tell me you don't like the blonde-haired guy beating up kids in the parking lot in the first episode. I'm telling you would love that.
Maybe, I don't know. It just I was watching it and I was like, this is corny. And that's what
I just couldn't like. There's a weird thing that I get where I'm like, I already did that. I did that 20 years ago. That whole story, I did that. I want to do new stuff now. Give me the new stuff. Like right now, I'm watching Schmigadoon. That
the one with Key and Peele guy.
Yeah, it's good.
And the lady from SNL.
Cecily Strong.
Stuck in a.
Is that her name? Cecily Strong.
Like a musical.
Cecily Strong. Yeah, she's fantastic.
I don't know what that is.
It's a musical. You'd hate it, Tom.
It's
a
musical. You'd hate it, Tom. But like, Sam, you would like it, I think.
Yeah, Sam would like it. It's good. Like Andrea loves it. So I suggested it. We started watching it, and we're on that. And we're making our way through Cheers, marching on through.
I started watching Ted Lasso on the plane.
Yeah, we did some Ted Lasso too. The first 3 episodes.
It was free on the plane, so I was like, we'll give it a watch.
This fits into Nerd Jock perfectly, EJ. I was told this by my wife this morning. It's breaking news. Apparently, she read an article with the guy who plays Beard on Ted Lasso. He's one of the main writers, and the first 3 episodes of the new season, you're supposed to have watched them 1, 2, and 3 all back to back, because the first time they released Ted Lasso, they released it in a block of 3, and then it went episodic. It was meant to be binged, and then so they were like, okay, let's do it again. So they wrote it that way, and then Apple TV put him out singly, and he's like, no, why are you doing that? He's like, no, we wrote this specifically to be 1, 2, 3. It was supposed to be released on a Friday. You binge it that weekend, and Ted Lasso's boomed back out there. So if you watch all 3 together, it's a little bit better, more cohesive watch. So there's my tip of the week.
Interesting that what is it on? Is it on
Apple TV?
Apple.
It's Apple TV. Yeah.
That they decided to vary from the writers' way they wrote it to be consumed.
Weird. But it's also a lot more popular show than it was when he was first writing for it, if you think about it. Yeah. What else you got?
Okay, let's go over to Jock then. Well, since we're talking about soccer kind of with Ted Lasso, you see that Lionel Messi is going to go to a different team from Barcelona.
It looks like he might go to Paris Saint-Germain, and that is odd that he would go to PSG. I don't know all the details of this particular instance, but it seemed because of the mismanagement and the huge debt that they have at Barcelona that it would be impossible for them to pay him what he's actually worth as. Now, it's up for debate, but let's just say for the sake of this story, he is the greatest player, okay? Yeah. Let's just say he's the best soccer player. They can't afford him then. So he needs to go someplace else.
That ends up happening a lot with like the star athletes and the fact that
Julio Jones.
They have
the same thing.
Yeah, they have these
We
contracts.
took in the guillotine league.
Yeah, they got these contracts.
Oh, it's your pick too, Daniel. You got to make your pick.
Yeah, I picked. I'm good.
That that basically incentivize you doing well, like they're performance based. So it's like the better you do, the more you get paid, which is great for the organization because they want you to do well because that means they're doing well, right? So then they get to a certain point where the superstar is so good that they've done everything they said they were going to do, and they've won the championships and everything, that the organization's paying so much. Man, I can't.
You okay over there?
Oh
buddy?
my God, he's dying.
It's been a rough day for
Yeah, it
him.
has been a rough day for Grandpa.
Something.
He peed his pants.
I can't talk.
I can't talk today. I peed my pants.
You couldn't start the
You have
intro.
your defibrillator ready?
I'm forcing myself to,
lozenge?
and
You need a sucking candy.
something.
Baller, you got any sucking candies?
No, it's like my throat is dry.
You need a lemon drop.
Anyway,
Take
Or,
a sip.
peppermint.
Get some honey.
they do.
Put some honey
Grapes.
in your tea.
These
Need some
superstars
grapes.
just get to a level where they've done so well that the organization's paying so much that they're like, well, we can't pay anybody else, and you're at an age where you're not going to get any better.
No.
You've probably reached your peak
Yeah.
a year ago or whatever.
Oh man, he probably reached. I mean, he's the best of the best, but
So we need to find another one of you, like from the beginning, because that's how we win.
Someone who's cheaper, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you have to leave.
it did seem though from just the little bits and pieces I was picking up that he was sad to be leaving. I think it would have made a better story for him to stay there and continue, because I think he's been there like 20 years. It'd be cool if you get to stay there and kind of, I still think, well, that could go both ways, right? You could be like a Brady where you go to a new team and you instantly are successful. So he will be successful. There's no reason he wouldn't be. He's the best player in the world, and Paris Saint-Germain is one of the top tier, PSG is one of the top tier clubs. And he'll continue to be successful. So.
And they will make money even if he's not what he was, just because he's such a superstar.
Just on the kits they're selling right now. If they put his kit on sale right now, it'll at our buddy, at Tom Traxler's United World Soccer, you go down there and they'll be selling like crazy.
Yeah, I have a theory, and are we going into sports now, EJ?
Yeah, we're in there.
Yeah,
We're in sports.
yeah.
Sorry,
We're in there.
What did
you think we
are
were
we
just
talking about
talking
sports? Maybe I'm
Are
losing.
you okay?
I may be losing.
I was looking down because
Maybe I'm losing
I
it.
didn't want to pile on, but it does seem like you're having grandpa. You're having a
something's going
grandpa
on
day.
today.
All right, something.
Since we're talking about old people, let's
Something.
talk about
Hold on, he just goes something happening. Something. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with more Bobby Boughton and Dan.
He just passed away.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I was about to talk about.
Oh.
next. Yeah, which is sad. Like he's 90 years old, and I had much respect for him. He put together some great teams against Miami all the time we played them. So
Yeah, I mean,
It's
one
just
of the best and most heralded college football coaches of all time, right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I think he's second all time on wins list. Like he's behind still Joe Paterno, I think.
But that's
Or
tarnished,
just
though,
those-
right?
91. That's a
Yeah,
good
Isn't that
run.
tarnished? Can we go ahead and give it to Bobby because he was an old,
Right.
rhythmic slapping in the shower?
I-
Right.
I say yes.
Oh God.
I mean, doesn't everybody sort of kick around the
Well,
idea
Paterno
that Joe
just-
Pon knew?
yeah, he just turned a blind eye. It was the other.
What does Cabin Boy think of this?
pedophile.
Where's Cabin?
Oh no.
But going back to like the Tom Brady thing, Tampa Bay was lucky that they won the Super Bowl. The best case scenario obviously happened, but
They put together a really good team.
Yeah, their team was good before Brady got there.
But now, I mean, as long as Brady wants to play, even if he starts diminishing now, they'll keep him on.
Oh, yeah.
Until they'll never kick Brady off at this
No.
point,
I
right?
wouldn't.
You'll let him stay, even if he plays poorly. At this point, it's more beneficial, I think, for them to keep him.
Sam, look this up.
I think he'll be like Peyton. He'll be like Peyton, where he was basically a game manager towards the end of his career. Like when they went in Denver with Peyton, he was definitely a game manager. His defense won for him too.
Right, and he wasn't at his peak. But back to the Messi story just real quick, because I forgot to tell you this part, Tom. I thought you'd find this interesting. I believe Lionel Messi told the club that he would give up half of it. He cut his salary in half.
To stay?
Yeah, but they still couldn't cover it.
Yeah. Because you get to a certain point where the club's like, all right, we still have to pay you this, even though it's half.
But I know Brady did that. Like, I know that sometimes these guys will make concessions. I think that's smart. Why wouldn't you want to do that? I'd make concessions. What, you need more money?
If you think
Build
you have
a
a
team.
better odds to win a championship, because that's all he wants to do. At this point, an extra $10 to $30 million dollars, it doesn't mean anything.
His wife will make that. He's fine.
Yeah.
Also, it won't change, like an extra
No.
$30 million a year will not change Brady's lifestyle one bit or his retirement and nothing.
No.
Like he has enough money to be good for whatever he wants, and then his wife makes more than he does. And at this point, it's all about becoming the best player in history that nobody will ever beat, which he may be there.
I think he is.
With how things are going in the NFL, there may be no one else that can ever
It's not
do.
going to be the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not going to be wide open anymore.
And it won't be struck. That situation he was at in New England was a rare situation where you're with the best coach in the NFL in a certain situation. It's like that set of things could never happen again in the
Yeah, it
future.
takes a special person, I think, to play under that system too, right?
And to leave and then win a Super Bowl after is ridiculously
It's bananas. He's the best.
Statistically improbable.
What else you got?
Well,
EJ?
he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer, and since we're going to talk about that, let's talk about the Hall of Fame and how Peyton just went into the Hall of Fame. So did Jimmy Johnson. So did Edgerrin James. A lot of people went into the Hall of Fame this past weekend.
This is sort of sports, but not really. When I am in my twilight years, I want to have the persona and the hair and carry myself like Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah,
That is the I want to.
Oh, no.
My
You guys
God.
are passing
I'm doing
it
now. I'm
around.
doing it now.
Dan's going to do the Extends commercial like Jimmy Johnson.
It's almost like okay,
Why did he do that?
You and I.
That is odd.
Did someone tell him? Someone had to have told him, like, hey, Jimmy Johnson could have endorsed a lot of products.
But what if he really likes the product because it gets him going?
Maybe it worked for him.
Yeah, like what if he just doesn't care?
He's riding on his boat down to Miami and needs
Like,
to get
would
up
you
with it.
think
That's
different?
probable,
Would you
maybe.
think differently for me? Let's say I had, maybe I do, crippling hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
If Preparation H or Tux or any of these, or Recticare, any of these big name hemorrhoid companies came to me and said, we have this, and I tried it and I really liked it. If I was okay with it, would it do more harm to our brand as a show if I were endorsing
No.
hemorrhoid cream?
Because that's a problem that other people experience, and if it helped you.
Any problems, right?
But the Extends, is that just Viagra?
It's like
Or is
like
it
natural Viagra, right?
So, okay.
I don't know what it is. Sam,
It's a-
look it up. I thought it was natural Viagra.
It's a Viagra, or does it extend the length? And it's
What do
supposed
you
to be
mean, like a sleeve?
No,
I don't think it's like that. I don't
like
think
it
it's
helped
like
make it
It
more impressive.
reportedly helps boost sexual performance, desire, and pleasure by increasing the size of the erection.
What?
See, that's what I'm saying. Is that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
wait, you know
It's
what?
a
You're right.
BS
You're
product.
right.
It's
You're
like-
right.
it's-
Hold on, I'd have to try it to say it's a BS product.
Right.
I don't think there's any science behind
Let's try it
making
this Friday. Friday Free Show extends.
Here's why
I feel
there's
like
no
we've said this before and we didn't follow through.
like
It's
Viagra.
expensive, I think.
Viagra works and other
Yes.
different things.
Cialis, Viagra, that is
Yeah.
scientifically proven.
Because it increases blood flow, so that's how it works. But with the Extend thing, I don't think there's any way beyond like
Oh, Sam.
hanging.
Jimmy Johnson.
no.
Jimmy Johnson's line in the commercial is "Go long with Extends."
Yeah,
I
Why-
do.
Why did
Oh, I love it. I
Who's
love
his
it.
agent?
I take
Dude,
it back. I don't want to be Jimmy Johnson, though.
Isn't there some other coach friends of his
Maybe
that
he
had told
thinks it's
him?
funny. My dad would. My dad. If
Is he doing it for the
Yeah, Bill
joke?
Cowher's like, do it. You should do it.
I think maybe he's dumb old man in this one, right? A little bit. Like my dad would definitely be. I do Extends commercial. Go long, Dan Lee. Go long. I said go long. Look at the billboards that are
Hold
all
on.
around
Look
town
at-
right now. What are the billboards for John Morgan? What do they say? Size matters. Dumb old man joke. I'm telling you, I might be
So
right on this
is
one.
it he just is it
No,
just
he's
a
just-
dumb old
he's
man
just a
joke?
dumb old man.
Is it just an old dad joke? He's
an old
playing
dad.
on everyone.
I mean, no matter what, what's
Oh,
the
yeah.
one thing Jimmy can't chase? What's the one thing he can't stop? Father Time coming to get you.
yeah,
No matter what, dumb old man right around the corner coming to get you, right?
yeah. I mean, he's a dumb old man now.
That
You
guy
know.
pees his pants 100%.
Oh.
Oh,
So look up Jimmy Johnson's net worth.
$40 million.
$40 million.
Because I already looked it up because I'm like, there's no way this guy needs this money.
Yeah.
No, but it's a funny joke. And like EJ says, you're elbowing Bill Cowher, and you're like, oh, haha, go long.
I saw I think it was a Real Sports about Jimmy Johnson, and all he does is he does his TV show, whatever.
Is it like a machismo thing where he's like, hey, I'm still getting it at my age?
Yeah, okay.
Is that what it is?
All right. If we're really trying to flesh this out, Sam, you know what? That's pretty good.
I get the job done kind of thing.
That's pretty good. He's saying, okay, what if it's almost like maybe, I mean, obviously we're looking at this negatively. It's what we do. But what if it's like body positive, right? I'm still doing it.
Yeah.
It's health, sexual
still sexually
wellness.
active, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a product that is essentially a
Sort of
scam.
scammy,
It's
yeah.
a scammy
Right.
product. It's like, we were talking about some of the diet pills and things that are like, yeah, if you take this pill and eat right and exercise, you'll lose weight. But it's like, it's the eat right and exercise. So it's like,
Right.
this doesn't make it.
One of you guys has to try it. Come
I'll
on.
try
It
it.
doesn't
I already
work.
told you I'll try it.
100%, it does not make your
Now-
member bigger.
I want Tom to take it and it be working.
Now, do I get things excited?
You know
and
why
Then
I-
measure and then
and Tom gets loud.
and then take it and then get excited and remeasure?
You know why I know it doesn't work is because none of us here take it.
Right.
and for sure, when things work, you know why the marijuana is great?
Yeah, because it works.
Yeah, because when we take it, we're
Yeah.
like, oh, this I feel
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I feel good,
The
bro.
reason I've been to
Yeah,
ABC Fine Wine and Spirits over
Yeah.
6,000 times is because their products are vetted
Yeah.
and they actually supply me the flavors and buzzes I need.
Yeah. All alcohol,
Yes.
THC.
It's approved.
The headline.
Pain pills. You know why? Because so many people die that it feels good.
The headline on the Extends website says it will have an increase in size and width.
Butler, you're taking
How?
it. Where do we get this stuff?
Because there's only a
Order from the website.
I don't know. I got to get in here by Friday.
it doesn't. There's no way it works. It
How
can't.
scientifically could that be possible?
Because the only way to increase size width
would
be
have to change my father's
Surgery or
DNA.
something,
Yes,
right?
it would be surgery. It would be like there are things that like
Does it
pull
come with
weights.
surgery?
There's like weights things that do
Yeah, we
work
talked to
with
that
something
guy,
like
the
that.
tugger.
And there's like injections, like the weirdos.
you
that
can get
do,
this at Walgreens
like,
or CVS, right?
All right, I'm going to
You
CVS.
can do silicone injections and things like that, or whatever it is.
I'm taking it Friday on the show.
that-
Fast acting.
doesn't work.
Wait, I'll get that fast acting.
It's just some like
It is.
herbs and
plump,
like,
plump it up. Plump it
ginkgo
up.
biloba in there.
Oh,
You know, it's like all
talk
that
about my
garbage.
biloba, sir.
Anyway,
Next story.
Okay, last story, I guess. The Olympics are over with. They finished on Sunday. I love some of the stories from it, like the high jumpers that shared the gold medal from, I think it was Qatar and Italy. Did you see that story?
That one was cool because the guy from Qatar was the coolest MF I've ever seen. He ran with these cool goggles, like cool dude glasses, like legitimately cool dude glasses.
yeah.
None of us could pull him off, but he was the best of the best. And these two guys, his competitor was kind of chasing him, and they're going back and forth. And it came down to like where they're just basically putting on an exhibition for everybody because they're so much better than everybody else. And they both looked at each other because it's a lot of work to run, jumping over. It's just crazy. Then they looked at each other like, nah, dog, let's just split it. We'll just take it.
Like they said, you could either do a jump off.
Yeah, they're like, no.
Or can we share 2 gold medals? And like, yeah, you can share 2 gold medals. Like,
Yeah.
let's do it. What do you think?
Perfect.
And like, yeah, and they started hugging.
Yeah, because
It
they
was
both
kinda
hit
cool.
the
It was really nice.
No, I don't like this.
They
I'm
both hit
with
the
Samantha.
top.
Oh,
I don't like it either because
There'll only be one winner.
I liked it because in lieu of everything going on, they're just like, let's go to the hotel and play video games. And let's go get a drink.
Well, that's not
We're done.
the Olympics. Is like, hey, I won. We both should win. There's one
After
gold
all
medalist.
the trash that got talked about Simone, they're letting these guys split a gold medal. Screw
I
this.
understand. Not an
I
unvalid
see both sides
point.
of that one.
Also, in the official record books of the
Yeah.
Olympics, they have to put the winner, right?
No, they
gonna have both
put
their
it
names
in
there.
there.
They
They put
It's 2
two.
gold
No,
medals.
unacceptable.
I mean,
The third gets a bronze.
The Olympics is
He doesn't get a silver.
I almost cursed. This
Don't do
BS.
it. Don't do it, Grandpa.
Because then
He's mad today.
you have
Then here-
rules. You
So,
can't.
so is it a participation trophy at that point?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Did you hear this next story? Did you see the karate tournament that they had between the guy from Saudi Arabia and Iran? And the Saudi Arabia guy kicked the guy in the head, knocked him out. And because the kick was too hard and knocked him out, he lost. He was disqualified.
I did see that
Well,
one.
are you allowed to have head kicks?
No.
Okay, well then
You can,
Okay.
but if it's too hard and causes damage,
Well,
then
I'm
it's
supposed
a
to softly kick
disqualification.
someone in the head? This doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. I'm like, what?
I think because with those karate tournaments, it's more about like scoring points and not about knocking the other
It's
opponent
about
out.
positioning and like gaining, position on people and your movements and reaction times.
And then each hit is a point, but I think there's some sort of gentleman agreement that you're not going for a knockout punch. Is it like that? Probably. And then it's like you get disqualified if you knock the other opponent out.
Yeah, and going back to the story that I know you and Sam were both upset about, the part that makes it maybe a little bit better in my eyes are the two guys were going back and forth, besting each other. Nobody was outdoing each other. They got to a point where it's like, I don't want to do this anymore. We're just busting our ass.
Well, you just have to go through and follow the rules of the game until someone wins.
But they
right?
did them 3 times.
They did follow the rules.
Yeah,
they decided to split it.
They did 3 different jump offs, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do jump offs. But they did 3, and then they couldn't. They were still tied. So they're like, no, we're done.
So they did the jump off, and
They did 3 jump offs.
and they were landing exactly
Yes.
millimeter.
They weren't going beyond.
Oh, it's high jumps. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And they couldn't make it over
Correct.
that next thing.
So they got to the
They figured they were just going to keep failing that after that. So let's just go out on a high note. We both did like 4 meters high, which is really high, but they both did 4 meters. Like, yo, that's really good. Let's call it a day.
Yeah, I support it.
I still say you have to. Then you have to. Then
One of them's gonna get tired and jump less. No, you gotta to the death, buddy.
yeah, you finished.
Yeah, are you the best in the world or not?
Who's the gold medals?
Right.
You both can't be it. One person's get the medal.
right.
Like,
right.
who's
See,
getting it?
I like that.
Then the next story I got for you guys. Did you see that the German coach for the pentathlon punched the horse that wouldn't jump?
What? Oh my god.
Well, I
Yeah.
bet
So the pentathlon is
Screw the Olympics, man.
You
Grandpa's
ride
mad today.
horses,
Hey, they're
you
gonna hurt that
run,
horse.
you swim, you shoot guns, and high jump. And then there's the horse riding. So they're doing that, and you get random horses. It's not your horse.
Oh, if it's
You just
not
get
your
some random
horse, I'll
horse in
punch
Japan.
away.
Oh, they were so mad at the horse because the horse it's in a random pool, and this horse was with 2 athletes, and it wouldn't jump. So the German coach punched him and was disqualified.
Yeah, you
Well-
should be disqualified. You shouldn't. I don't think you should punch the horse.
That horse is a giant animal. You probably didn't really.
Can you
hurt
at
that.
least like? Can
Well,
you
I don't think
swat
horses
its-
should be in the Olympics.
Can you swat its ass?
Listen, I saw a cowboy punch a bull in its eyeball one time.
I remember that.
And,
Yeah, the gate.
yeah.
He was in the thing.
And they got a different relation. If you
Yeah.
work with animals, like us, we see that from the outside, and we're like, "Oh my god!" But they work with these animals all the time.
Oh my
like,
God! You punched heifer.
They know how hard you could punch them. They know how tough they are. I think they, at that level, they're not abusing them. Like every once in a while, you punch them.
Didn't they have to
it's
fly
fine.
those horses to Tokyo though?
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
Like if you
right?
had
I think so,
if you
yeah.
had a specific horse that was
I-
yours,
where-
you'd fly it over. Oh my God,
Where'd
that's
he,
dangerous.
Where'd he punch it? In the nose, or did he punch it in the flanks, or like in the ass? Because
In the face. They punched him in the face.
Nah.
Like towards the teeth.
that's fine. The horses are
I don't
tough.
think I would do that.
They're
Oh,
tough
no.
as hell. Like you're not
Have you ever
even.
been bit by a horse? It's horrible.
That horse didn't even feel that punch.
I've been kicked by a pony. That's it.
The cowboy punched this bull right in the his eyeball.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he
one
punched-
mambo tear came out.
He punched it, and that bull, it didn't even care. It was like, ah. And it closed its eye, and just to move it, and then he knew.
He
And it was like-
moved.
Is this when
Yeah.
Bubba got his hat pooped on?
that was a different one.
Okay.
A lot
A
of.
lot of bulls.
Yeah. Every year when when it would roll through town, they'd be like, "Think of a bit, do a dumb thing."
That was when I realized that there are female cows with horns. Did not know that.
Yeah.
That was when I first realized that existed.
I think you told me that, and then I forgot it, and you retold me that, and I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, I thought every cow with horns was a
boy.
bull.
Yeah, me too.
But that's not the case. Anyway,
Plug
is
some
that
stuff.
it? All right.
Okay, yeah, definitely go to see my wife's MyCon convention at the Wyndham Resort on August 28th. Please wear your masks. Let's be safe. Do the smart thing when you're there. That's about it.
All right, EJ.
Don't tell me what to do.
This one was pretty bad, but I
No.
feel like
What do you mean it was pretty bad?
Yeah,
Did you
this
beat
one
your man?
was. This one was more
Coming off
bad.
last week, I mean.
I was
This one was-
confused
yeah.
and I was
Well, that's
bumbling.
just because you got dementia.
Yeah, but I blame EJ because if there was a better support cast, I wouldn't be as
His
confused.
haircut, the haircut, man.
Yeah, yeah.
That threw
Will
you
you
off.
let us give you a makeover, like with a, like if we get, I want you to go to Melissa Soroka and get color, cut. We'll go. We'll take you to like Fashion Square Mall into like Style 609 and get you some of the latest hip hop fashions.
And you need to grow a goatee back.
Yeah,
'cause
you
I
do.
The
can't
beard.
Look,
Get the full beard.
need a goatee.
Cover the whole face.
yeah, I can't look at your lips.
You look a
It's
little
too
bit.
gray.
You look a little bit like Eric Wareheim from Tim and Eric right now.
Yeah.
Look, EJ, we know you're not young. It doesn't matter if it's gray.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
fine.
give up
It's
the
right.
ego.
You already dye your hair black. Just dye your beard too.
Yeah, just move a little down. Do
You
you
have to
dye
pay for
any?
two different things with the hair dye.
Do you
It's
dye
like they have
anything
hair
else?
and they have beard.
Oh, we gotta go. Bye bye.
All right, love you, bye.
Oh no! Oh God! Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha's here. Butler's here. Let's dip into emails. 9 minutes of emails.
All right. Hey, T&D. I feel like most plantmen are bugmen too. My longest high school job was working for a beekeeper. If you know your plants, you know your bugs. Anyway.
Not true.
Nope.
Plant Daddy, do you know any bugs?
No, I hate bugs.
I hate bugs too. You know
Who
what?
likes bugs?
I'm deathly afraid of roaches. In fact, it probably will surprise none of you that I make my wife get any roaches in the house.
I'm a spider gal.
I can't do it.
Husband's
I can
gotta
do
get all the
I can do spiders all day long.
No.
Oh, come on.
Spiders, snakes,
for
lizards.
me.
Don't scare. I don't like roaches. It's a thing. I don't like 'em.
Anything with 8 legs is evil.
Roaches are.
Anyway, I'm near Columbus, Ohio, and the cicada season has allegedly peaked.
Wait, go back to roaches. I don't like how their legs have little
Furry
like,
thingies? Yeah, spikes almost.
yeah, like spikes
Yeah.
off of them, and then they're. I don't like how they have layers. Mm-hmm. I don't think roaches would not bother me. The reason spiders don't bother me is they're not layered. Like a spider, it's like I know what I'm up against. It's like, okay, you got the main base, and then you got the whatever markings are on the base, and then you got the legs. But a roach, like it's like an onion. It's got layers of brown, like leaf, like you know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
it's like
yeah.
it's stacked up.
That's their wings.
Well, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I hate it, and it's stupid,
And
and they're yuck.
bugs are gross, but I can never show my wife that I'm afraid of things. This goes back to being as a weird. Or like my kids.
So you can't scream like a girl. I've
No,
seen you.
I
We've
don't-
seen it on video.
I've seen it on the pranks, but
Well, that's what I'm surprised.
no one's around,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
well,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Alone time.
It's like if there's a spider or roach, then I'll go get it. My wife, she hates them, and then I have to go. I don't want to, but I need to show my family that I am.
You can protect them, yeah.
I could protect them, and I could grab the roach or whatever it is. I usually get a bunchy paper towel and then smush it with my hand.
I
And
thought
then,
you weren't allowed to kill the bugs.
Well,
Roaches-
she doesn't see it. Roaches, I think, are okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I can kill roaches. My wife's got a hierarchy of what, like spiders, she'd rather I let go because they
How do
play
you
a part in the
capture a
ecosystem.
spider.
Well, a cup. Put it under a cup. Put a piece of paper under
Yeah,
the.
yeah, the bills. Usually use
Yeah.
a bill. I got one of those grabby things that have the soft bristles.
That's
It's
called a
kinda like-
toothbrush, Tom.
It's like it looks like a trash grabber, but it's like a bristly
Yeah.
thing that comes, and then it's for grabbing
It's
bugs.
like a girl giant's eyelashes.
yeah.
I'm
And
not
then
familiar with that product.
Yeah, it's neat.
it's a bug grabbing stick.
It's for nerd kids. They want to put bugs into like mason jars and stuff.
Okay.
I got it for Crystal to grab spiders and stuff because she likes to save them and
Yeah,
she'll
that's
grab
good.
them. Even though I'm pretty sure those bristles
Mush them
kill,
up.
yeah, like or
Yeah.
at least maim them to the fact that they can't live in the wild. Like they're gonna be eaten by something else. Like you're hurting them. It's not totally safe.
You
for
ever
that
put
way.
them in the toilet? If it's a roach, I'll like do bunchy paper towel, but I'll do loose grab when I get the roach, just enough to hold it, and then I get it over the toilet and I let go like a crane game. While the toilet's swirling, I send him down to Poseidon's Fury.
No, they'll live down there. They live
Oh,
in the
yeah.
in the
what do I do?
sewers,
Oh, is that
they'll
bad for me to
crawl-
do? Should
I
I-
don't. I've never seen any roaches crawl back.
Will they crawl
out.
back out of your toilet and get on your butt?
That's
That was always what, as a kid, right? You always think a snake's going to come out and bite you right in the butt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that can't happen, right? Have we proven that can't happen?
I think it can. There's been snakes in people's toilets. I don't know if they
And frogs.
but I don't know if they got in there from the sewer from underneath.
Right.
I don't
or-
think they come out of the sewer and then up your pipes and then come out of your toilet. I don't think that's possible. If that's possible, then everyone can take my toilets now. I don't need them.
because it
I'll poop at
could
Publix.
live in there because the sewer pipes. There's like Shawshank.
Are there animals
There's air
in
in
the
there.
sewers?
Yeah, there's definitely roaches and stuff. There's probably rats. And
What's the biggest animal you feel like is currently living in the sewer? What do you have, like
Gator.
Gator.
a
There's
bear? Turd
gators.
Bear? Turd bear.
No. There's gators.
Wallaby, like a small. What's a wallaby's like a
Anything-
small kangaroo, right? How about like a small kangaroo?
No, I think you need to be amphibious because
Like
the
a frog,
water.
frogman.
Yeah. Or you have to live in
Bufo,
moisture.
like a bufo toad.
Oh yeah, tons of bufos. Sorry, was there?
Okay. It's really not that interesting unless you're a bugman or insectman. The news is overhyped as per usual. They are at worst mildly annoying to most people, like if someone 4 houses down the block left a weed whacker on and buzzed all day. I read about their history and found an interesting probability in their evolution. The 17-year cycle may relate to predator avoidance. If they emerged every 10 years, for example, predators could evolve to that cadence and have a periodic population boost. But because 17 years is a prime number, it confuses the evolutionary pattern, so the predators never know.
How would they be smart enough to confuse evolutionary patterns?
Well, they're not. They're just. It's not that they're smart enough.
It's just lining up that way? Or
Evolution did it.
Okay,
You know what I'm
gotcha.
saying? So they realized that
It's not an active choice.
if they were every 10 years, they would be eaten up by so many predators that they wouldn't be able to do this. So evolution just drew it out further, right? Which is
interesting.
crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
That's weird.
fascinating and
Well,
awesome.
it needed something to happen. They made it happen.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why just cicadas? Like, why didn't that work for other things that have gone extinct?
Maybe it has.
Yeah. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It just means that there could have been multiple different types of cicadas, and the other ones went extinct because they hibernated for 10 years, and then the cicadas did for 17, and they're the ones that live.
They're the ones that live,
So
right.
it doesn't necessarily mean maybe they were the ones that did the 17-year cycle, and they survived because of it. And that's the other ones that did a 10-year or 5-year or 1 year.
Right,
they
right.
all died.
And then he says, imagine how many millions or billions of years, considering the 17-year span this took to evolve. And is it done?
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe 17 years isn't the answer, and we are watching it evolve now.
Or what's waiting to emerge in the next couple of years that we didn't know is on some sort of a 231-year cycle.
Well, evolution won't change anything if they're continuing to live, right? So there'd be no need to change if every 17 years they emerge,
Then we're good.
and they reproduce, and then they go back to hibernation for another 17 years, and the majority of them live. Then that's how it will keep going. But if they need to go quicker, evolution will change it. But
it'll be slow change.
Oh yeah. I mean, over the next million years, if it will probably get too hot for it even to
Yeah, that's the big story today is about climate change. Everything's climate change today, this morning.
that will affect animals and the way that they are living and dying too.
It is.
Yeah, things are like triggered by weather patterns, like my trees. As soon as the first cold, like as soon as it dips below
My
a certain
trees. The way you said it was very. I don't know what you've been doing
Something's
today.
going on.
You have been channeling an old man today.
He aged so much over the
Did you hear how he
weekend.
said that? I didn't mean to do that. I was actually attentively listening to you. You went,
My
my trees.
God damn it.
And you got excited about it. He's like, let me tell you about my trees. Okay, tell us, Grandpa.
Tell us the tree story,
God
Grandpa.
damn it. I don't want to tell you, motherfuckers. I don't want to tell you nothing. I don't want to tell you about my trees or nothing.
We are extra mean to you today.
That's fine. It's fine. I deserve it. I peed in my pants.
You did. You did.
I feel like on my pants, not in my
I
pants.
feel like
Right.
if you pee,
It's different.
if you pee on your pants, we should be able to bully you all day.
No.
Yeah, at least for the
It's
day.
fine. I deserve it. I deserve it. Post that video, Butler. I deserve
You
it
know,
all.
Captain Pee-Pee Pants.
Why do me and you and Butler pee our pants more when girls like Sam's got pee in her pants every day?
What?
I don't go in my pants. I was outside.
Girls pee their pants more than guys. Closer to we got.
I don't pee in my pants.
Yeah, every girl does. You guys all I hear more girls are saying, "Oh, I was in traffic and the DJ said something funny and I fart laughed." Girls are notoriously doing that.
I think that's when you have kids.
But this
No, just everything loosens up down there after a while.
Yeah,
It's
the
just from
kids
sitting.
don't play into it. But
That'll accelerate it.
This is because I'm standing and there's lots of
You're on your
things
phone.
that could happen while you stand.
You were on your phone.
No, I
You
wasn't.
staring.
Oh, you were? I thought you were doing the on your phone.
No. I was just standing, and then it wasn't pointed the right direction, and then
You got a wonky.
You know
knee.
what? Do you know that? Do you know I can use muscle memory or eyeball memories or pictures of bathrooms that I've taken with my eyes when the lights are on, and I can go number one in complete darkness in my own bathroom just from muscle memory. I know where everything is. I can go in there, and I don't even have to look. I can keep my eyes closed. I can go wherever I need to go. I just know where I'm going. And I can tell by sound. I can move it. I hit the sidewall. Got to go a little more to the center. There we go. Big audio.
See, I can't. I've done that. I've tried to do that before, and then you could tell when it's deep, but when it's shallow, I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, you get the sidewall.
If I go right or left,
can't. You gotta anticipate where the deep is, and you gotta aim for the deep. My tree.
Bye-bye.